Mikayla, welcome to my channel if you are new, and if not, welcome back. So today I am doing a video that I've never done before, but I have seen a lot of assumption videos on YouTube in general. And I'm sorry, my whole neighborhood is deciding to mow their lawn right now, but so I decided to do one myself on my channel, but instead of doing assumptions about me, I wanted to do reading your assumptions about college. It'll be a very much like freshman advice video. I read your assumptions and give you like my tips from being a college student. Some of them have to do with the college I go to, specifically Liberty University. Most of them just have to do with like college life in general. I post on my Instagram story and asked you guys to send in your assumptions, and I'm just gonna start reading them. Hopefully this will help you guys out and like ease some nerves or uneasiness you have about going to college. The ones I got were that people are just like high school. So I don't think this was an assumption I had going, because I thought people would be completely different and be like so over like the high school kind of type scene. Well, I think in freshman, the high school mindset is still there freshman year, but I definitely think like throughout, like I've seen a lot of people don't want to be like their high school selves, and then that's where college comes in, where you're really finding yourself, finding who you are, putting all the high school stuff behind you. High school should not be entered into college. And yet again, I feel like some people do get caught up in like high school drama or act very like high school like or childish, and that's really much based off people's maturity, but I feel like for the most part people are not like how they were in high school. Another one I got was that everyone's broke. Going on to like the broke category assumptions, I kind of knew that it was gonna be like I was broke. I think it's more, this might be a little savage of me, but I think it's for the first time in a lot of people's lives that they are like on their own financially, even if like their parents are paying or not. I feel like it's a lot of people, like college is really expensive, and all the fees that go into college, like living on your own is expensive obviously, but it's like all these expenses are on you technically for the first time. I don't know if like a lot of people like didn't grow up where they had to buy a lot of things for themselves. Like I know I had to buy like a lot of like the big things I wanted. Like I like to like participate in the buying part of it, but yeah, I think that's why people are like, oh my gosh, I'm broke, because it's like the first time that they're paying for coffee and their parents aren't. I hope that's not too savage of me, but like, it's true. It's like some people in college are broke because they're paying for everything on their own, so you're not gonna be making too much money while you're a college student. But I feel like that's why people say like people are broke in college. Thousands and thousands of dollars are leaving like your bank account, whether that's like for college or that's like not your bank account, your parents or whatever, but like it's just a lot of money that's leaving in a 4-year period. So I guess you could say, yes, you are kind of broke. Okay, another one I got was, it's gonna be way harder than high school, and this is another one where I got a bunch of them kind of like in the same subject. It's gonna be really stressful. I got another one that said the work would be harder. All you have time to do is study. You either pass or fail. There are no retakes. The professors really don't care about you or your grades. Lots of essays right away. In like regards to that, obviously it depends on your major. I definitely believe that like the career path you do really has to do with like your workload in college. And like obviously like workload is different, whether your workload is like actually studying or like for me, like I don't really have necessarily a lot of tests. I have more like projects, assignments, like writing things to do, video things to do. Obviously it's like harder than high school in a different way. Is it harder than high school? Yes, it is harder than high school. So that assumption is correct. One of the people actually said that is a college student. He said that all the work would be harder when it really isn't that bad. So yet again, based off of your workload, your work ethic, subjects give you more of a difficult time than others, stuff like that. Okay, so this person says, I'm gonna miss home. Yeah, that is assumption I also had going to college, and yeah, that's true. I feel like that's one where it's kind of comes with going so far away. I mean, you're gonna miss home because that's like where you grew up and like lived for so long, and then you're like plucked out of your normal environment into a new environment for the next few years of your life. And so yeah, definitely you will miss home. Yeah, it will be party central, and it's not. Okay, this is one from someone who goes to Liberty, so this is obviously just a Liberty one. Like Liberty is not party central, it is like clean fun parties. So I guess you could say like there are parties and formals, but it's not your typical college party scene at all. People only get close with a small group of people. Yes and no. I feel like this assumption could be true and it could not be true depending on like the exclusive / clickiness of the group, I guess. I feel like you do just find your people. Like, I feel like it's natural that people just find their type of people in college and like tend to gravitate towards those people, meaning like that's the people that they're gonna be the closest to. So yes, that's true, but a lot of other people like have other good friends. So in a way, yes, and in a way, no. I got a few on the topic of your roommate. So one says you and your roommate won't get along, and another one says that I was gonna be best friends with my roommate type of thing. So those are two really opposite like assumptions, obviously, that literally it can go either way. But I did have the assumption like, oh my gosh, whoever I'm roommates with, they're gonna be like my best friend, like we're gonna be friends. But really that's not how it is, because who you live with, like you might be good living with a person, but it might not be like compatible in friendship wise, and that's totally fine. So I think that's something also to understand going into college, that like, hey, I might be really compatible with this person from what it seems, but like that person doesn't need to be like your best friend, like always with you. Like it doesn't need to be like that, but if they are, like that's awesome. Everyone can tell you're a freshman. I would say that's more on the true side than the false side. I would say that everyone can tell you're a freshman for the most part. Okay, so I got a few. This is on the Liberty topic. Obviously, if you don't know, Liberty is a Christian university. So a few people said that everyone was gonna be super religious. People will judge me for not being a perfect Christian. Those are assumptions that I totally had going into college. Obviously going to Liberty specifically, I would say that people do not judge you for not being a perfect Christian. 99% of people will not judge you. There is a 1% that probably would judge you, and I wouldn't say that everyone is super religious. Everyone loves Jesus, and that's a common thing that really brings a lot of people to the school. LU is kind of like church camp every day. No. I do get church camp vibes from like welcome week, but besides that, no. College is better than high school. Your assumption is correct in my opinion, so yeah. An assumption is that there isn't any privacy in college. For the most part, it is kind of hard to have alone time in a dorm and such with like a roommate and like your friends, but you can have alone time if you want. Like you can make yourself have alone time. So I would say that that is a false assumption. The freshman 15 will be no joke. Well, me, I'm very thankful to say that the freshman 15 wasn't reality for me. For some people it is. I feel like at Liberty, it's a big campus, you walk a lot. I don't think that the freshman 15 will be a reality to you, but yet again, I don't know. So I'm gonna say that's a false assumption in my life. Hopefully that's a false assumption in your life. Making friends is either really easy or really difficult. I would say that that is a true assumption. If you're coming in as a freshman, I think that making friends is very easy. Even like for a while, I was like, well, if you're more introverted, it might be hard, or like to be by yourself. I'm a firm believer that everyone finds their friends. Like in college, like everyone can like find people that are similar to them. So I feel like if you're coming in as a freshman, you won't have a hard time finding like making friends. If you're coming in as a sophomore, junior, I think it would be a little bit harder. It could be hard to make deep friendships based off of like your personality, how easy you are at opening up to new people, but for the most part, I would say that it is more easy than hard for the majority of students, not even just me. So the last one that I got here is you have a lot of freedom and you just have fun all the time. I would probably crush that assumption in your mind, because I would say on the weekends, obviously you have more free time because like depending on your work ethic, if you get all your work done and stuff. But I would say that it's not like you just kind of have fun all the time. There are many days where you're just sitting in the library, sitting in your dorm, studying, doing homework. So I would say that is a false assumption. All right, so those are all the assumptions I got from my Instagram story. Thank you guys so much for participating in it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, or this style of video, because it was kind of different. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.